Welcome everybody back to LJ's Comic Bro. My name is Jay. I'm the host for the show. And first of all, I've got to say from the bottom of my heart, I apologize for being a little late today. Sometimes life really does remind you that life still happens no matter what's going on. So let's get this out of the way. And I'm going to say this. And I know nobody's really going to understand this, but it's just a personal message to my dad. No matter what you want, no matter what decisions that you decide and to make in your life, I support you. So, moving forward from that, today is my daughter's 17th birthday. Can give her a little round of applause, everybody. Leave a message, whatever. Today is her 17th birthday. She actually was a co-host of mine on a box opening. So, yeah, I'm really, really happy. And then we also got a message that she got an honor roll. So that is super great, especially to hear on her 17th birthday. So that's an amazing, amazing feat. She's never gotten honor roll before, at least that I can recall. So that we're super excited, her mom and I, to get that message. So that's definitely a really cool thing. Another good thing is if anybody saw last night's show, which would have been Wednesday's New Comic Book Day, I was a special a guest on Show Me What You Got New Comic Book Day by Chris the Comic Vet, and it was an awesome experience. I do say thank you guys very, very much for having me on the show. Thank you guys for treating me like friends and family and stuff like that, and I appreciated it, and I was told that I was definitely welcome to come back whenever I get a chance. So thank you guys, and if you guys want to actually get to watch that show, get to see that show, I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to leave a little I'm going to leave a way to see it in the description. I'm also, if you guys did not see and pick this up, I'm going to show you guys right now. That's right. That thing is fucking awesome. And there's no other way to describe that. Dajon did an amazing job with that artwork. And we were actually supposed to do an interview today. Unfortunately, he came down sick. So I had plans a little changed. So I had, as you can tell, a ton of books to read so I can get ready for today's show. I didn't start reading until like 2 a.m. when I was actually supposed to drop the show. Like I said, sometimes life really does continue to keep happening even though, other things are going on in your life. So I got to start reading at 2 and ended around 6 o'clock by the time I got finished. So I'm going to leave a description. In the description, should say, I'm going to leave a way to go and check out his YouTube channel. He's got lots of art, and if honestly, after you sit there and you look at some of his artwork, if you're interested in him doing anything, if you're interested in him, doing pictures of your cat, family, whatnot, whatever, he is a very talented artist. As you can tell, I showed off that bad boy. That's actually from a picture that I actually showed him. A picture of Lockjaw, and he blacked out everything, made the galaxy, and made the wording exactly how I loved it. If you're willing to do that, shoot him a text, shoot him a message over there, and I'm sure he can work out a way to be able to do that and be able to send it off to you. So he's definitely open for business. Especially, I told him I wanted to show his stuff off, and we will get that interview done. I want to be able to, tell a little bit about him, push what he actually has for sale at this moment. So that will come when he starts feeling a little bit better. Like I said, sometimes life just keeps on rolling, even though you got other things in mind. It definitely is crazy. So let's get to the all important part. if you like what you're seeing, if you like what you're watching, if you like what's coming out of my motherfucking mouth, please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Best thing about doing this show and shows like this is talking to other people that absolutely enjoy reading comics, talking about comics, watching comic book movies, and hell, even if you were sitting there and you're talking about animals and stuff like that, I'd love to be able to have those kind of conversations with you also. To get back to yesterday's show, which was really, really cool. Like I say, I talk a lot about rescues and stuff like that. And yesterday I revealed a really, really, really cool moment on Chris's show. I was super happy, super excited to be able to do so. That actually was my wife's pet. So if you guys want to go over there, I'm not going to reveal her on this show because you need to go over and watch the other show. So that was a special reveal just for that show. And I honestly, I will end up showing her on this show eventually. But sometimes you do things special just for certain shows. So let's get back to the comic book world. You know, what we're all really here for. First book. Like I said, I read a lot of books last night. This book I did not read. This book I don't know what the hell's going on. From what I got, I've just been reading the reviews. And I'm excited now that the last book has come in. This is The City of the Dead, Moon Knight number 5. This is exciting. I'm so excited to finally be able to read this book now that the 5th issue has come out and I have all the issues. I'm ready to binge read this and dive right in to find out what the hell happened in this story and how it connects to the main storyline of Moon Knight. So this one right here is definitely up for me for the next thing. Now, I don't know how you're feeling. I really don't. I don't know how you're feeling about this Fall of X. All right. I'm right now at Fall of X fucking exhaustion. Side stories, awesome. They came out with some amazing side stories, and we're going to go through that here in a little bit. I am excited about those side stories. Unfortunately, some of those side stories are just what they are. They're side stories. They go kind of just flow into the main storyline. But in some cases, they're better than the main storyline. So on that part, I'm pretty happy I got to read them. On the other part, I'm a little upset about how the main storyline went and is going and how it refuses to fucking end. Ever end. No matter what they say. There's no ending. They should just say fucking the end. The one thing, Duggan, you need to learn is how to close the story up. And there's no ending. There is no ending in sight. It's almost like Spawn. Spawn is in this revolving door that just continues to keep on flowing, keeps on going around, and dear God, you're like, there's no way out of this. I mean, there is a way out of what we just saw, or read. Let's get to this. Like I say, I do show this in reading order. So if you kept up with every other show that I've done so far, I've shown you how to read these books. Let's get on to this one. Astonishing Iceman, issue number 4, starring Amazing Spider-Man. This had a lot of nostalgia for me, and I wish they had Firestorm. Oh, God, forget it's been such a long time since I watched that cartoon. But I wish they had the third friend in here, and I think that would have brought back even more nostalgia. But I enjoyed watching these two interact with each other. I enjoyed watching and reading about the old stories they sit there and they start talking about. I love this book. And so far, I've absolutely loved the story of Iceman. I just wish they would end up continuing to do more. And that's my only thing. You can tell this, I think this is either end or one more. They got one more story out of this. And maybe I'll feel differently after reading the last one, but awesome story. Definitely well worth the read. And if you can pick up, if you're not picking up the individual issues, you want to pick up the five story, the collection, you should. This is definitely a great story. Now this is where failure starts to show its little ugly face. Children of the Vault, issue number 4. This is, I think, the last issue. Now, I said this before, and I'll say this again, and dear God, I'm going to say it one more time. They could have made these guys the null of their universe. They could have. They could have made this even more life-threatening than what they did, and I felt like they just made them a bunch of pushovers. We'll get what we want until you just push us a little too far, and then we're like, oh, we'll fall down now. That's exactly how I felt after reading this. I felt like they weren't menacing enough. I felt like they weren't showing more fear. I think they should have did more. They had a mind control that they were controlling everybody in one city. This could have went even further. This could have been a kind of this could have been a huge event. Just to get the words out of my mouth, dear God, this early in the morning. This could have been a huge event, especially if you're involving so many stories and you're writing different books and you're creating new stories just for this event. This was the event, the fall of X. This was it. This was their big monster, except for Orchid. This was it. They could have really brought these guys into power, and they fucked up. They seriously fucked up. You bring back a character that you had, 2000, whenever, 2001, 2002, something like that. A character that's been hidden away for such a long motherfucking time. You make reference from time to time throughout the X-Men series. And you finally bring them back. You finally do something with them. You finally show that they'll just roll over quite easily to 2 people. I mean, literally just 2 people. These 2 people. 2 people, guys. I mean, you gotta be motherfucking kidding me. The Children of the Vault lost to 2 motherfucking people. And that's what it was. Shame. Motherfucking shame on you. Building an event and pushing this shit. That's where I draw the line. That's where the exhaustion comes in. I could have had a 2-year-old monkey fucking make a better story. Could have. I literally could have found an earthworm next to the pit of hell that could have did something a little bit better than what you gave me here. And that's where I say failure. Fucking failure. After reading this, I literally sat there and asked myself why. Now, am I going to continue the rest of the side story? The rest of the side stories are at least fucking decent. Unfortunately, I can't cancel the Dark X-Men, and we're going to talk about that. But it finally, we will talk about that. But the side stories, where is that? This is shit. Literally shit. Camp, whoever, motherfucker, you can't write. That's what you can't do. I could have grabbed a 2-year-old child and they could have came up with a better way to use these characters. Seriously. Fuck that. And honestly, this is probably the last X-Men crossover shit that I'll ever read. Now, will I pick up little individual stories? But will I invest almost $100 into a story like this? This isn't Claremont writing this shit. This was Camp. Camp fuck you over. That's what that was. All right. Moving on. All right, let's get to the next series, the story in the series, and that is Uncanny Avengers issue number 4. Absolute delight. I've enjoyed reading this. I will say this: there has been sparks of an entertainment throughout this series, and this is definitely one of them. Absolutely, definitely one of them. So, the interaction, especially the interaction between, I know I brought it up before, and I'll bring it up again. The interaction between Captain America and Deadpool is absolutely entertaining. So, please, if you have a chance, if you do like, something different, just pick up this. You can just pick up this storyline, the Collected, if you like. I don't give a rat's ass. You'll miss out, but the Uncanny Avengers, awesome story, and that definitely was issue number 4. Now this one you can go without. You don't need to pick up. You don't. I think there's one more in this, and it is the Dark X-Men issue number 4. This was, at least I will say, out of so far all 4, this was probably the best. The rest of them is so much dialogue, so much backstory, so much puke in my mouth that I didn't enjoy it at all. Not at all. I probably could have. I probably couldn't have even drank a more entertaining story, but right here. I mean, the interaction between the Goblin Queen and actually the Queen of Hell there, maybe almost interesting enough to be able to read this book. And like I said, it was probably the best of all so far, all 4. But yeah, they could have did without this. There was no reason to even actually involve these characters, other than they're X and they were trying to make you buy and force more money out of you. There's nothing. Like Chasm. Unfortunately, at this point in time, all Chasm really is a failed fucking idiotic Spider-Man. Now, the powers and everything that he could run on and could possess and could be a main threat, absolutely. He could be probably, if written correctly, could be like the next Goblin. And I wouldn't call him Goblin, but I'm saying just that much of a threat. He could be up there if they had the better writer. Unfortunately, yeah, Foxy doesn't know how to write either. Camp, Foxy, I apologize, but y'all fucked up. You could have did better. You're surrounded by some amazing artists. Duggan really is a good writer. Al Ewing is a good writer. This next young lady is a good writer. So let's get to it. This is Jean Grey, issue number 4. Mrs. Simonson has written an amazing story. I absolutely love it. I love the tale of Jean Grey from beginning issue number 1 to now issue number 4. I love her. I love her growth. It's awesome, and to see her now phase into, I guess, the continuing story of Immortal X-Men is fucking fantastic. Thank you, Mrs. Louise Simonson. I appreciate all the hard work you do, and if I do get to meet you, I do have a book I want you to sign. So, that being said, thank you, fucking thank you, Louise Simonson. Here's another spark. Like I said, the side stories were better than the fucking main story, and especially if you're trying to push that stupid fucking Children of the Vault. Dear God, that just frustrates me. It really does. It frustrates me that they could not come up with. Man, I mean, to compare them to any other, honestly, to compare them to any other fucking enemy out there in this generation or this world, I'm just trying to think of what enemy and what comic book that I would even compare them to. I mean, they seriously just fucking roll over. Oh, whatever. Okay, let's get back to something a little bit more entertaining, clear the mind, and stuff like that. This is Alpha Flight issue number 4. This is another book I wish they'd bring back. They've had a lot of short stints. They've had a lot of short stories, a lot of things that they've been involved in, and this does remind me that Alpha Flight was fucking awesome, and it sucks that there's only one issue left. So that being said, this is another spark. This is another happy story out of a lot of shitty fucking stories. So, you get a chance, find the rest of these back issues or buy the compilation book. But please read some fucking Alpha Flight. Awesome story. Like I said, Duggan can write. And he is doing one hell of a motherfucking job with The Invincible Iron Man, issue number 12. Like I said, yeah, the interaction between him and Frost is phenomenal. I absolutely love it. When I hate doing spoilers, but you know something, it's probably not spoiler. But using Ant-Man gear and doing some really cool, creative and innovative stuff over here in Invincible Iron Man. I just wonder how, with the way the story, how are you going to get Iron Man out of this? Because eventually Iron Man's going to have to do something a little different, except, you know, hanging out with the X-Men. And I enjoy that seeing stories collide with each other. But unfortunately, when you have your main Spider-Man story never interacting or never admitting what's going on in the other world, it kind of makes it a little iffy. But it really is nice to be able to see Iron Man interact with the X-Men, who's also has interacted with the other stories that are going on out there, including the Avengers, Doctor Strange, Thor, and stuff like that. So I absolutely love this. Will I continue to keep reading Iron Man? Probably not. Not until he actually finds his way off of this shithole, which was the Fall of X. But I have enjoyed the writing, I've enjoyed the reading, and I enjoyed the artwork. So if you love Iron Man, definitely go pick this book up. It really is a great issue. Welcome back, Jean Grey, to the Immortal X-Men, issue number 17. This is where you basically, the Jean Grey stories continue. I love how they connected everything. I love the interaction. There is so much that you can only say about Immortal X-Men. It is a great story. And I will say, if I wasn't reading so many different stories, would I continue reading this? Probably not. But I would definitely, you know, tell people, hey, it is a good enough story to pick up and read. So I'm going to tell you the same thing I'm telling myself. This is actually a really good, interesting story, and I love the interaction, and I love how it really did combine in with Louise Simonson's story of Jean Grey. Awesome story. Now, Mr. Benjamin Percy is writing a few great stories at this point in time. One being this next book, Wolverine issue number 39. Wolverine in Wakanda. Wolverine not just in Wakanda, Wolverine in the worst part in the slums of Wakanda, getting himself in all kinds of motherfucking trouble. Absolutely love it, and T'Challa joining in on the fun. Benjamin Percy has been writing 39 issues of great stuff for Wolverine. He is and what they call the best writer, best present day writer for Wolverine. Anything that's coming out, other than what the new book coming out by Claremont, which I am getting my hands on, should be written by Benjamin Percy. Thank you, Benjamin, for putting in so far 39 amazing issues. My wife has enjoyed every one of them. I have enjoyed the last so many that I've actually got to read, and I'm so glad, actually, because my wife is canceling her Marvel subscription. I mean, her comic book subscription. She's just picking up the Marvel app, and then she'll pick up whatever individual books that she's getting. But she has decided to stay with this story because it's such a fucking phenomenal story. So good for her to be wanting to keep collecting that. Now, they all have bright spots. This Fall of X shit has had lots of little bright spots. Lots of stories, lots of side stories that have been phenomenal. But this is probably the best book to come out of it. That's right. The Uncanny Spider-Man, issue number 4. This has been an awesome bright spot for me. The interaction between Nightcrawler and Spider-Man, Nightcrawler and his mother. Honestly, magnifico. But either way, it's fucking awesome. There you go. There's a lot of spew and spatting on that one. It's fucking awesome, and I appreciate the writing. I appreciate everything having to do with it. It was actually a lot of thought being put into it, and like I said, the interaction between him and Raven has been, oh man, so awesome. And I love how they actually went on into the X-Men Origins Blue, or X-Men Blue Origins that came out this week, and I have not picked it up yet. I love how it's like a blank page right in the center and says to read what the hell is going on and the conversation they're having. You have to be able to read this book, and I love that. That was perfect. So, if there is one book that outrates all of the side stories that are actually good, this is it. This is my fun book. This is the Fall of X best thing, and this is going away, and it'll probably go away for a couple years, and they'll bring back Uncanny X-Men when I become like 55 or something like that. They'll come up with another issue, but I love it. Thank you, fucking thank you. All right, I've got a couple more here, a couple more books. Next one I have not read. This is my wife's book. She wanted to pick it up. It is Animal Pound. Boom Studios, The Ash Can. She was really happy about this. She's happy to read it. Personally, I have not read it yet. She has not informed me about how this book is. It's an Ash Can. It really should just take a minute or two to be able to skim through it and read it. Unfortunately, I had a shitload of books. As you can tell, I just keep on spewing more books over and over and over again. So, right there, I have not got a chance. I'm pushing it right now. Animal Pound, Ash Can, issue 0. This was a mistake. Yeah, just a mistake. I actually thought I grabbed something else. And don't get me wrong, I wanted a New Mutant. I wanted New Mutant 25, and I thought I grabbed it, and I was like, oh my god, I'm getting it for $1. And it looks in such great shape. And for some odd reason, I didn't see that number right there. Right there. So, I fucked up. I actually own this book already, too. I checked my CLZ, because I didn't even bring my phone in to check my thing. So, yeah. It's kind of hard to keep yourself in check if you're not bringing your information along with you inside the store. So, good book. Just a giant fuck up. All right, I got four more books here. I'm gonna go through this one real quick. This is the last issue of Alien that I will be reading. It's starting off strong, pretty so far. It starts off like the other Alien story so far that has been made by Marvel, which means it probably will end in the disappointment that every other story that has been written by every other writer who picked up the mantle so far. And until these guys go against something a little bit more equal, this isn't going to ever be the book that you need it to be. There comes a time where you gotta stop rooting for the little guy and put the bigger gun in there, like Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, because they're in a galaxy distant, and the Guardians shoot things through, and they get to where they need to go. Just saying. The possibility is there. So, I'm writing it for you. Until then, that is the last book of Alien. I was through a Marvel subscription, and if you go through Marvel subscription, there is possibilities that they do lose a book. I lost a couple, and that's how I ended up with this one. Oh well. All right, let's get to one of the best books out there at this point in time. It is The Incredible Hulk. And it is motherfucking awesome if you love monsters. This is the horror book. This is everything that you want out of an Incredible Hulk. This is not a lot of interaction of talking Hulk wonder smash. No. This is just Hulk fucking smash. There is no Hulk sitting there telling everyone he's gonna smash. This is just Hulk fucking finding something big out there and just kicking its ass. And there's a lot of monsters sitting there doing the same damn thing. So please, you get personal chance, please pick up this book. Mr. Johnson has done a phenomenal job. Just the same kind of job he did over at DC is the same kind of job he's doing over now at Marvel. And it's not the job he did for Alien. So you don't have to worry about that. It's not. This is really, really good. This isn't the book he wrote, but the job he did for this series is really, really bad. Good? Bad. Good? Fucking bullshit. So, that is issue number 6, and if you can find I'm telling you, that's one of the stories that you want to collect. Along with Mr. Al Ewing's Thor. Yeah, this is that good, and it's so cool to be able to get all the different kinds of Thors and Thor and Storm sitting there, basically one up each other with the lightning bolts and shit like that. Yeah, Al Ewing, thank you, fucking thank you, fucking thank you. That's all I gotta say about that. That's a giant thank you, Mr. Ewing. Then we go down to what is the best Spawn book out there until they bring out 10 more next year. And then you'll have to decide again. Hopefully, Mr. Todd McFarlane does not give up the writing on this book, and I hope he's able to keep focused and to be able to continue to keep writing this book, because as of right now, this is the best motherfucking Spawn book out there on the market. If you don't think so, read the rest of them. The rest of them are shit. Spawn is shit. I don't even have to. King Spawn is shit. At least they're interacting with each other, but even if they're interacting with each other, if it's just spewing out shit is shit. This is Todd McFarlane goodness and Todd McFarlane fun. And the artwork is fucking phenomenal. So if you get a chance and you want to read a really cool, colorful, amazing book with blood, guts, and somebody being shot in the back of the head is fucking awesome, read Gunslinger Spawn. Or Gunslinger. So, that's all I got. That's a lot of spewing that came out of my mouth. And dear God, I was able to entertain you. I hope I was able to sit here and you hope you enjoyed everything that came out of this motherfucking mouth. I thank you all for joining me. And if you like what you're watching, you like what you're seeing, please give me a little thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please like, comment, and please, the best thing, like I said, the best thing about doing this show is interacting with people that watch this show, interacting with comic book frenzied people like myself, who enjoy either watching the movies or reading the books. Tell me what your favorite book is going on right now. Tell me what you're reading. Who's your favorite villain? Who's your favorite Who's your favorite hero? And if you don't like that, tell me about the crime books, whatever the hell you're reading. I'd love to be able to hear about it. And that's just how I find out about new books. I mean, I was on the show yesterday, and I was hearing and seeing new books that I had never even thought. I never knew it existed, because I'm staying within my box, especially when you only have a certain amount of money. You're already paying 1 to 2 weeks later. So from my family to your family, make sure if you go to rescue an animal, please do your research on that animal. Please check out the SPCAs, check out the rescues. You know, hell, a lot of times check Craigslist, because dear God, there's just sometimes just giving animals away left and right. So from my family to your family, I will see you all next week. Thank you very much for joining me this week. And again, I am sorry I'm a little late. Have a great night.